one of the worst experiences I had in a cinema this year was which
Whoa!
was such a giant hunk of shit. No, hang on. So all you guys like this movie. You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. We watch the thing. We watch the thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We Watched a Thing, not just with Billy and Dave this week, but with some very, very special guests who we love and adore so much. We've got Julio from The Contrarians and Jason from Binge Movies and the Slashers. How are you guys going?
Do great. I have a list, and then I have another list, because I've made sure that I have enough to where there's not going to be any overlap. That is my promise.
Oh,
Billy,
really?
Dave, Jason, whatever you guys bring up instantly gets crossed off my list and something else replaces it.
I'm genuinely hoping I'll be able to steal Jason's number one again as my number 5 and just ruin his night. We all remember.
You said very special guest. I say very special needs guest. We're allowed to say that again. We're allowed to say special needs again. Woke is dead. Woke is dead. America's liberated. We're free. We can say slurs again. How many slurs will I drop on this podcast before it's over as an American? That's the over-under.
Not slurs in Australia.
Let's take a poll right now.
That's right, cunts.
Yeah, let's take a poll right now across the board for all the Aussies and Kiwis. How many egregious, horrible, terrible things will I say as an American before this podcast is over? What's the over-under? 20, 30? Yeah. How about 50? How about 51 for all of our 51st states, huh?
So can I just... So, Julio, are you saying
51?
that you have...
You forgot Greenland.
Oh, 52. We're up to 52 now.
Julio, are you saying that you literally have a list of 20 of the worst films of the year just to make sure that there's no crossover?
Might be 30 or 40 if it's Julio.
I am pretty happy trashing. Let's see. So I watched 42 movies. 42 2025 movies are on my list, and
Wow.
I can talk shit about going from number
is
27
Julio.
down. So how many?
Yeah, he's going to be shitting
wow.
on Sinners and
So-
One Battle After Another. And,
Well, this is a conversation I do want to have, which we had very, very briefly off mic, because, Jason, obviously you have already recorded your best movies of the year list with the countdown. Unfortunately, you are going to have to re-record it, is the word on the street.
I don't think I'm invited to the re-recording. I think that's happening. So I might release my best
part
of
of
list at the
Jason
end
will
of
be
this
played
episode.
by Wayne doing a silly voice.
But
They'll
did
use
you...
AI.
What
Be
list
AI
did you
dish.
find? What list did you find easier to make? Your list of worst or list of best? Because I have to say, I feel like this has been a fairly weak year in terms of I didn't seek out bad movies, and yet when I started making this list, I had so many to pick from, way more than I feel like I've had for my best of list.
I feel like every year it's easier to fill up the worst of, right? Because it becomes very obvious to be like, that stunk, that stunk, that stunk. But I feel like 2025, just related to movies, was a year in which the highs weren't necessarily as high, but I didn't feel like the overall lows were as low. I felt like we were.
That's
getting
true. That's fair. Like my worst
3-star plus movies month after month after month.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that like my 5 worst of the year list this year are probably not anywhere near as bad as last year or the year before. Like, I think you're right. Like, my number 5 is maybe like a 5 out of 10. Most of them are just very, very mediocre.
I found the 5 worst was almost wrote itself, that they were significantly worse than anything else. So my honorable mentions, I've got some semi,
Wow.
I mean,
See,
not
'cause
good stuff, but
my top 2 were like instant, and then I really had to think about what was worse than the other as I got down, the rest to figure out the order of things.
You definitely haven't seen some of the ones in my 5 then, if that's the case.
Well, like I said, I didn't seek out bad movies. So why don't we kick it off then? Who wants to start us off? One of our guests, Julio, Jason, do you guys want to paper, scissors, rock
Julio.
to see?
It's
No,
got
it has
to
to be
be
Jason.
Julio.
It has to be Jason so that I don't do Jason's number 5.
Well, I'm curious about actually. Yeah, let's go Julio first because was it last year or the year before that you had a film in your bottom that was in both mine and Jason's top of the year list with Civil War.
Oh, he does. He's a contrarian. He does it every year. So let you lead off.
So why don't you kick us
Documentary
off,
Civil
Julio?
War, yes. All right. You want to start with the hot takes? We'll start with the hot takes. Where did I get this? Okay. So, obviously, there are worse movies. So, I have what I did this year, and I'm going to be doing every year going forward. Is as soon as I watch a 2025 movie, I log it, I put it on the list, I rank it. I mean, I may reshuffle them as the year goes on, but it makes it so much easier when you get to the end of the year because you can just look, and the list's already made. So, my bottom 5, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they have to be in most of your lists. And, we're going to talk about them at some point tonight. So I'm going to move a little further down or up the list to my number 33. As I watched 42. So number 33. Because these are movies that maybe are better than the bottom 5, but the disappointment and the anger and everything that, it was a worse experience than watching
That's totally
bottom
fair.
5.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with Spike Lee's remake of High and Low, Highest to Lowest.
Yeah, right. So I did
Starring
not see
Denzel.
this.
No,
I'm
me
a
either.
big Spike Lee fan, and I enjoy, High to Low, of course. So I didn't seek this out. So is this a real turd?
I hated it. But there's an argument to be made that this is just Spike Lee having fun, and I'm having trouble having fun with him. I like the Kurosawa movie a lot, and I don't know what I definitely wasn't expecting like the funny kind of kitschy take on it from Spike Lee, and that's what he went with. I like Spike Lee a lot better when he makes the serious movies, and when he's trying to be funny or playful, it doesn't always hit with me. And I think this is one of his playful ones. And there's you love scores, Billy, so I think you should watch this movie just to see how awful the score is. It takes you out of the movie. It sounds like a soap opera, and it's just nonstop. And I know Spike Lee's a smart filmmaker, so I know there's a reason why he's doing it, but I just don't like it, and it was distracting. A lot of like the performances are just not there. Like Denzel is good enough, and he gets really good at the end. But a lot of the policemen, like the supporting performances, just feel unpolished. Like they're just like they just shot the rehearsal and that's what went in. What's Liz's boyfriend, like her asshole boyfriend in 30 Rock? You know what I'm talking about? Like Jason
Jeff.
knows. No,
Jeff is the character's name. I forget the actor's name. Yeah.
Here in the States, he's in the insurance commercials.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, Dean Winters.
Yes, yeah. So I like that guy in like most things that I've seen him in, and he seems so out of place. He plays one of the cops investigating the kidnapping here in Highest to Lowest. I was like, what happened to this guy? Like, did he get like starstruck next to Denzel? He's just completely out of his depth. It just didn't work for me. And you will hear like a lot of people tell you that it doesn't matter, that once you get to the climax, Denzel has a face-off with the bad guy that is pretty much worth it. Sitting through the movie, and maybe they're right, but I don't think so. Just watch High to Low. Just watch the Kurosawa movie. Watch a better Spike Lee movie. And I was really excited about this. I went and I saw it in theaters. It was in theaters for like a week. And I caught it in theaters. It was on Apple TV, I think, the next week. And so I supported Spike. I get to tell him that I thought it sucked.
Nice. All right, Jason, over to you.
I didn't get a chance to see that one because I have to say this too for my list. I have felt a compulsion for the better part of 10 years to watch everything and to see as much in theaters as I possibly can. To Julio's point, the theatrical window is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, you have Spike Lee doing an Akira Kurosawa remake. It's in
Yeah.
theaters for 72 hours. And then it's behind a paywall. I have actually trimmed and cut down on the amount of streaming services I have. So I don't have Apple TV Plus. I don't have Netflix. So if I didn't get to see it in theaters, or if it didn't show theatrically, and it's not on a streaming service I have, I'm not seeking it out. I'm tired of giving these tech assholes my money. I'm tired of these fucking subscriptions. They can eat shit and die as far as I'm fucking concerned.
Are you on the Tubi diet? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what that means. I don't get that reference.
You know Tubi. I've seen you.
Oh,
Tease people.
Tubi. I didn't understand because of your accent, since you're not from here in the United States. I can't understand you when you speak. So speak American so I can understand. I'm joking, of course. Julio's a sweetheart. My number 5 is a disappointment based on the director. It's a disappointment based on what I think could have been done with it. It's a movie that absolutely never gets started, seemingly has no point, and I derive no pleasure and can't understand how anybody was even mildly entertained by it. It is Lee Wanell's Wolfman.
Wow.
I actually
Interesting.
saw this at the...
Yeah.
Now, I think the score for the movie is actually good. I think the score is good in contrast to Julio's. So I would say go find the score for Wolfman, because I think it's a really good... To do a toxic masculinity, abusive father as metaphor for the wolf, because the Wolfman's always kind of been a metaphor for like the terror of masculinity and the animalistic drive of like male sexuality, all sort of stuff. So I get it. I think it's one of those things where it's like thematically on the nose, but the screenplay is terrible. The direction is nothing remarkable. The pacing is awful. And it's a movie that very clearly, it feels very like slapdash. And I almost didn't see Weapons because I think that Julie Garner is god-awful in this movie. I think she delivers one of the worst performances of the year.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yet in Weapons, I was like, oh, it isn't Julie Garner necessarily, although I didn't see Fantastic Four, despite the begging and pleading by Julio. It isn't Julie Garner, it's that this movie fucking stinks. So Wolfman fucking stinks.
Right. So I also saw Wolfman at the cinemas because
same.
I love Universal monster movies. I loved, The Invisible Man. I thought we're on a bit of a streak.
That was a brilliant way to do that movie. And
It was,
then
yeah. And
shits this out.
yeah, Wolfman to me was very, very middle of the pack. I didn't hate
Yeah.
it the same way that you do. I thought Julia Garner was fine. It's certainly forgettable. I haven't thought about it since I saw it at the cinemas. But I have seen it pop up on a lot of people's worst of the year list, so you're certainly not alone there.
You and I were kind of in lockstep on this, I think, Billy. I thought the acting was all fine. I thought the movie looked quite good. I just thought...
Could you see it? Or was
it's
it
a bit-
just pitch fucking black?
No, I thought it. I mean, like Billy, I haven't thought about it since. I did have to go back and check my review again.
Pally, the entire movie is a guy having a fever laying on a couch. Oh,
There is a lot of that.
By the time
it was
fucking
uneven
tumors and lesions show up,
Underwhelming.
don't try to reason with the guy,
I thought it was an interesting approach, though, to make almost the entire movie really about the transformation itself.
Yeah.
It really is a thing of expectations. If you go into this movie expecting it to be like a typical werewolf movie, then you'll be very, very, very disappointed. Because
I don't like
in a lot of
werewolf
ways, it's
movies.
more of a psychological.
Yeah.
It's very much an internal movie.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted because I don't like werewolf movies. There's not a single werewolf movie I think is worth anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like them.
Not even
So
Wolf.
American Werewolf in London?
no,
Yeah,
like
American
Werewolf.
Werewolf in London.
Wolf's
Yeah.
got Spader in it. It's automatically good.
Wolf has Jack
Just like
Nicholson
Age of Ultron.
urinating on what's his face?
Yeah.
James Spader.
James Spader, yeah. Marking his territory because he wants to fuck Michelle Pfeiffer or wants the office or whatever it was.
5 stars.
So I was primed. Okay, give me a different take. Give me a take about the transformation. Give me a take about the internalization of trauma and abuse and like how that stuff gets passed on. And I just didn't buy any of this. I didn't think any of it worked. I thought it was conceptually strong, and the execution was terrible. I think this needed more time or a different writer or whatever. And and
I do remember feeling that there were pacing issues for sure. I definitely remember feeling that in the cinema. But yeah, like I said, I have not really thought about this movie since I saw it, so it's certainly forgettable if nothing else.
It stinks.
Well, from one franchise horror film to another, which I thought was an absolute piece of shit. And again, maybe it was expectations because I quite liked the first one, even though the first one itself is no masterpiece. Mithrigan 2.0, I thought was one of the worst movies I saw this year. It tried to do a Terminator, going from a horror film to an action film, making Megan the good guy. It's not funny in any way. It's not entertaining in any way. No, Mithrigan. She's got a 3 in her name. 2.0. This is the second one.
Oh, okay. So this is the second.
Yeah.
Because the first one was Matugan, and the second one is Mithrigan.
But just a piece of shit. Just not entertaining in any way. I was so bored during this movie. I hated every second of it.
David Powell told you to go fuck yourself.
Good film.
So
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Seen it 3
Did you say
times.
4 out of 5 stars? Is that what you said?
3.5. 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going overboard, but
That is going overboard big time.
thoroughly enjoyable.
All right. Well, why don't you give us your number 5 then, Dave?
My number 5 is a film called The Lost Lands by Paul W.S. Anderson. Of course,
He's still working.
Starring his wife, Mila Jovovich. Christ, I thought Monster Hunter was his career had kind of hit its nadir, but this is even worse than that. It's stupid. It's badly directed. The plot is just ludicrous. You've got Mila Jovovich and Dave Bautista. I mean, I like Bautista, but wow, he needs a better agent because he picked between this and fucking Army of the Dead or whatever it was called. He needs to fire whoever's putting scripts on his desk.
But he was in Knock at the
terrible.
Cabin, so he's done
Jesus
some good
Christ.
stuff.
Glass Onion, Billy. That's all you have to bring
Fucking
up.
hell.
Glass
Yeah,
Onion.
see, you get some gems, you get some shit. But no, the Lost Lands was. I thought it's going to be dumb fun because that's what his films used to be. You go back to the sort of Mortal Kombats and the early Resident Evils; they're not good. Nothing about them is great, but they were fun. There's no fun to be had in anything he's done for the last 10, 15 years.
Can we
and
just
this
be
is
honest,
the
though,
worst
Pally?
of them.
Russell McKay directed the single best Resident Evil movie.
Which one did Mulcahy do?
I think he did Extinction. I want to say
I like all the Resident. I
He
like
did
all the
whichever
Resident
one
Evils.
is actually fucking entertaining. So
They're all entertaining, even though they get sillier and sillier, but they're all still entertaining. But everything else that Anderson's done since those days is fucking terrible. How he must be Uwe Bolling it and funding his own shit now, like Shyamalan, because no one would be giving this guy money to make shit because nothing returns a profit anymore. And
am I the only one who hasn't heard of this movie? I've never
heard of it.
It's like Melissa McCarthy and her talentless husband. They make movies to keep each
We're
other
all just
employed.
nodding like we know what he's talking about.
Yeah, nobody knows what you're talking about. Now wait a minute, is this movie real or did you dream it? You're on a podcast with
It might have been a
3 other
mushroom
movie
fever dream.
podcasters. We all watch 700 movies individually. Not a one of us has heard of this movie. Did this only come out in your neighborhood? Did he shoot this locally? Is this a porn parody you watched?
2025. All right, who's seen it? Pete from Middle Class Film Class has seen it.
Oh, that guy sucks.
Old man Brad,
stinks.
Brad Hargis gave it 3 fucking stars.
So it's a Tubi original then.
Yeah.
I didn't think Brad watched anything that wasn't on Tubi.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't watch anything good. I don't think he cares where it comes from.
All right, Julio, over to your number 4.
Oh man, I could just go on a rant about weapons since Jason.
Oh, come on.
Maybe we'll save it for future rounds. We'll see how this goes.
Save it for number 1.
Yeah.
God.
Oh man, so many. Okay, I don't think any of you is gonna have this one. Darren Aronofsky decided he wanted to make a Guy Ritchie movie, and he made Caught Stealing.
That's one of Paul's best of the year. That's one of Paul's best of the year.
Fucking
Seriously.
Yeah. It stunned us. We were stunned.
It's so look. It's not like Aronofsky is known for like making fun movies, right? But at least he makes movies that
Come
that
on,
carry
Requiem
some
for a
weight.
Dream, Black Swan.
No, I,
Feel good family movies.
no, I like
right.
the adventure, like the sea adventure, surviving the biblical apocalypse. No, this is just like it sounds like this is what it likes, what it looks like when Aronofsky just wants to have fun. When he wants to just like, hey, let's just make a movie to for the thrills of it, but it's not. It's just like joyless, and it could be. I might even mention on my Letterboxd review. Like it might just be that I'm just too old to find
Joy in things.
joy in like specifically like the ultra violence and the cruelty. There's a lot of just extreme nastiness.
Well,
in
now
this
we know
movie.
why it was in Paul's top of the
Exactly.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to watch it.
What is it you call him? A blood pervert?
He is.
Yeah, I mean,
a
bad
blood
things happen to
pervert.
good people, to innocent people, and I was just like, okay, I get it, you're edgy, this is supposed to be. When Guy Ritchie does it, it's fun, or somebody like Guy Ritchie. When Aronofsky does it, it's just like he doesn't nail the tone, he doesn't have the timing. I don't think Austin Butler was fine as Elvis. I don't know that I really care for him much as a leading man, at least based on this, where it's just there's no gimmick. It's just him, as the protagonist of a thriller, and I didn't really care. He's supposed to be funny at times. I don't think he has much chemistry with Zoe Kravitz. There's an adorable cat in the movie that steals the movie whenever the cat's there. But and then who's the 11th Doctor? Matt Smith. Matt Smith always gets. I don't know. I think that they're just having such a hard time trying to figure out what his movie career is supposed to be like. He shows up playing oddballs in really weird movies. I don't see like a consistency. Like he was in Morbius. He was in what was that movie with from the guy that did Hot Fuzz and Just the Running Man. Edward Wright.
Yeah, Last Night in Soho.
Yeah, Last Night in Soho.
That was
He was a
great.
bad guy in that one, right? Like I get that he's trying to just make an impression in every movie, but it just so far I don't think it's worked. And he's the same in this one. He's the punk friend that gets him in trouble, and it just feels like play acting. It doesn't feel like a real real characters. Like the bad guys are like so bad, and I didn't buy any of it, and I just found it really unpleasant to sit through. And when it was over, I was like, I can't believe that this was a Darren Aronofsky movie. Like even the ones of his that I don't like, I walk away thinking, okay, well there was a point to it. I don't know what the point is to this fucking movie. I already forgot its name. Caught Stealing. I don't know what the point is.
That's one of the best movies of the year. God damn it! And it was robbed at the Academy Awards.
So I'm still going to see it, but I was really looking forward to it. But now it's kind of sounding like it's going to be another Amsterdam, where on paper everything lines up, and it should be something I love. But I'm going to get there and go, oh, okay.
I heard so
you
little
never
about it.
agree
I
with
didn't
Paul,
know it was
so-
Aronofsky.
That's true. He has terrible opinions on a lot of things.
So that tells you you're not going to like it. And that tells B. Dizzle he's not going to like it because Paul's never right about anything.
What did you think, Jason? Did you watch it?
No, I've never seen it.
I was gonna say this probably got like 2 weeks in theaters.
So there you go. It's probably on streaming, and Jason doesn't watch things on streaming.
I only watch it if it's one of the streaming services I passively have, which is less and less and less. Peacock gone. Prime is going to be gone because fuck Jeff Bezos here in about 3 weeks.
You'll miss the Melania movie.
I'm going to be left with the Paramount Plus that my ex-girlfriend still pays for. And that's all I'm going to have.
Did you get rid of Peacock because they got rid of all the wrestling stuff?
No, because I don't watch WWE. I'm an AEW guy.
Oh, okay.
No,
New generation. You're moving forward.
that's right. So
I
I'm
didn't
stuck on
understand any
HBO.
of
I'm
those
stuck on
sentences.
HBO Max until Netflix buys Warner Brothers. I'm stuck on it with HBO Max. So
Hey,
All right.
if you're gonna stick to one, I think that's probably the best one as far as quality.
yeah. That
Well,
one's
it's got all the
going away,
Snyder
so-
movies, right? So
Yeah. Except for the Netflix original Blood Moon Princess Star Wars knockoff,
Oh, Jesus
which
Christ.
I've never seen and I'll never watch.
Wasn't that
Wow.
on your list, David? Last
Oh,
year, 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
He loved it. He loved them.
all right,
Jesus
you're number
Christ.
4, Jason.
This one's tough for me because it's one of us in a sort of way. If any of us were successful, and it is
Would have been my number one. I know exactly what you're gonna say.
it is a independent film from a new media film reviewer who is
Don't make excuses, buddy.
infinitely more successful than all of us combined. It got picked up by a major independent distributor in Neon, and it had a backing by Mike Flanagan. And they dumped a bunch of more money. It was a Kickstarter movie. They got a bunch more money dumped into it. And after the first 20 minutes, it's objectively laugh out loud, mockable, mock-worthy, derivative, terrible. It's everything that you would think a film critic would do if they tried to make their own movie. I know because I've tried. It is the Reap of our new generation.
How dare you?
It is Shelby Oaks by Chris Tucker.
Yeah. I didn't
have
see
not
this
seen it.
film, but everything I heard basically is what you're saying. I just heard that it's incredibly boring, and particularly after the first 20 minutes, just not a good movie at all.
What he
Is
did is
pretty
he
much
made
everything I've heard.
he made a semi-interesting, consistently tonally well directed short. But the problem is the
then-
movie goes on for another 90 minutes or whatever, another hour, and that hour is abysmal. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. It's not scary. It's not interesting. And by the big reveal, I mean, it's one of those movies where the only way it can get exposition done is to have somebody go to the library and look at microfiche, and it just spells the entire plot out. And then it does it again, but somehow they kept an album of all of the miscarriages the woman had from the monster that raped her. Like, who keeps a family album full of demon rape miscarriages? Apparently, that's what they do in Chris Tuckman's family. Maybe that's a Jehovah's Witness thing. I don't know. It's awful. I mean, it's one of those things where you're watching it and it's like him and his wife wrote it, and I think this is where I'll give the movie some praise. I think for like having no money, I think the cinematographer, who I can't remember, did a really good job. I think the movie looks way better than it is, because if it was shot the way it was written, it would have been unreleasable. It's
Then
not.
it'd be muck.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's not fit for Shudder. Other than the fact that they got a decent cinematographer who's able, because of the abundance of his skill, to trick you into thinking it's a real movie, kind of. It's terrible.
Right.
It's
Okay.
really bad. It's my number one. It's not my
Adds to
the
watch
worst
list.
movie I've seen in 2025, and
It's horrendous.
I saw it. Did you go to theaters to see it? Jason?
I did, yes. Yeah.
Holy shit! I did too. That was I probably.
Well, he's from my neighborhood. That's the other thing, right?
You had to support.
And so they had a special screen. I've seen him in public, right? Like we frequent the same grocery store. Okay, so I'm like, it put me in a really weird position because.
So now you're going to bump into him at Whole Foods, and it's going to be really fucking awkward.
Like, I don't know him, but we have passed each other in certain circles. Let's just put it like that. And he's obviously, again, he's infinitely more successful than I've ever been at this. So I'm not trying to knock his career or whatever. But they had a special screening early because it's a local filmmaker or whatever. And it was shot right down the road. Most of the movie was shot 45 minutes from where I live. Mansfield Reformatory, where Shawshank Redemption, some of that was filmed there. And so it was cool being able to, okay, I know where that's at, I know where that's at, I know where that's at. I know some of the mythology is from like local urban legend around here. So they did it up locally for him. Like he made, and I wanted, despite the fact that he's kind of publicly known as an asshole, he goes to press screenings and he big ups people. Like, he's just kind of been a prick locally for about 15 years. But still, you want the local guy who's like you, who's an aspiring creative, to make it. And the first 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, maybe he's going to do this. It's not great, but it's first-time filmmaker. Okay, here we go. It's decent. And boy, man, this thing just fucking craters. I mean, it's every wrong decision you could make. The movie changes its narrative device 30 minutes in. It completely abandons the concept. It just abandons it. And it becomes this really bad. The ending shot of this movie, people were laughing in the theater.
At a special screening with the director.
At a special screening. No, he wasn't there at our special screening. He was off in LA for that, but he didn't come locally. We celebrated him. He couldn't be pissed. Couldn't be fucking arsed to show up. But we were there, and it was a full house, and people laughed.
Yeah, right. Wow.
It's a movie where somebody gets the blood and brains of a stranger strewn about their face, and they have it for the next 45 minutes of the movie. And there's nothing prohibiting them from washing their face.
Sounds great.
You already spoiled the photo album with the miscarriages, so I will go ahead and spoil a little bit more, in case,
sure.
Because our friend Joey from So Wizard and I keep laughing about this every time that one of us brings it up. And it's the fact that the plot, a big part of the plot is that this woman has been kidnapped and held for over a decade. And when you finally see her again, she looks like she's been in captivity for a decade. She's dirty and wearing rags and whatever. But her bangs are perfect. So
she's got a perfect haircut.
So that means that her captors
would cut
the
evil Satanist witch and her special needs son, who was possessed by the demon, were giving her a haircut in between the rapes.
Awful.
It's awful. It's awful. And let's just spoil the whole thing. He was only raping the sister because he couldn't get to the real one he wanted to be raping.
Yes.
And she was infertile because her womb had been earmarked by Satan since she was a little girl, because Satan would come and peep in her windows like Peter Pan, and he lusted after her, and so he marked her womb so that a human couldn't get her impregnated. Only the demon seed could get her pregnant. So then he took her sister and raped her for a decade. It makes no fucking sense. It's stupid.
Sounds great. Adds to watch list.
Yeah, I'm definitely adding it to the watch list.
Brad Hargis, 6 out of 10, or whatever. It'd be what? 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10.
All right, well, my number 4, I don't know how this is going to play with this crowd, because some people loved this movie. I do not understand that at all. I think at least Dave is going to tell me that I'm wrong here, but I really don't care, because Dave has one of the worst opinions of movies that of anyone I've ever met. But probably the worst experience, no, not the worst experience, that's my number 1, but one of the worst experiences I had in a cinema this year was Predator Badlands, which was such a giant hunk of shit. No, hang on. So all you guys like this movie?
Yeah.
How?
Bottom
There is
5. I
nothing
understand
good
that it's
about
not
this
your
movie.
Predator, but bottom 5.
I hate Predator too. I don't like any. The first Predator is the only decent movie in this franchise, and
Killer
even that's
of
like
Killers
a 6
and
out of
Prey.
10.
When we do our best of the year, there's going to be 2 fucking Predator movies in it.
Same on mine. Same
Wait,
on
so
mine.
Badlands is in your best of the year?
It's in my
Probably
best
haven't
year,
done the
and
list
so-
yet, but I really enjoyed it.
Number
It's in
12 for
mine,
me.
and so is Killer of Killers. Killer of Killers is higher, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
I found this movie so incredibly dull. It's so
Dull?
boring. Yeah, it's so boring. The
If you said
performances
stupid,
are bad.
I would agree
it's
with you.
Poorly, it's poorly shot. It's poorly acted. It's poorly written. It's poorly
Whoa.
everything. I didn't have fun, and that's all you should
didn't
be
even
having
like
with
Elle
these
Fanning,
movies
did
is
you?
fun.
You didn't-
No,
you didn't
I thought
even
Elle
like Elle
Fanning
Fanning.
was. I thought Elle Fanning was one of the worst
Really?
performances of
If
the
I-
film.
Whoa.
Here's the thing that really bothers me.
believed she
You
had no
love that
legs.
John Carter movie. And
I
this
love
is
John
like-
Carter. John Carter
At the moment,
was-
we're all on the same side, Julio. Don't fucking ruin it.
John
Yeah.
Carter is so good. We were robbed of a brilliant franchise with John Carter
Yeah.
sequels.
Fucking Disney.
But
Elle
no, this
Fanning is
movie-
not only talented, but when she finally gets her legs back, she's packing a ham dinner in the back of her pants, and that alone makes the movie. I didn't know Fanning's came in that shape.
I can't believe that
And you
this
get 2 of
movie
them.
is in your best of the year. I've found no fun to be had in this film at all.
I've seen it twice.
Really?
Second
Wow.
time I went to with the D box, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
I
did
saw it in
D-Box.
D-Box.
You get
I saw it in
sprayed with Elle
D-Box.
Fanning's sweat.
D-Box was the way
Yeah.
I saw it as well, and I was like,
And
"Why
she's-
am I
and
seeing
she's
it like this?
synthetic.
Like,
I don't know how
there's
they did
there's
that.
nothing interesting for my chair to be doing." Like,
It's interesting.
No.
At my D box, they just started spraying milk out, Elle Fanning's milk in my face, and I was like, "Open up, Daddy."
You realise that was synthetic blood. Gross.
Yeah.
nah, piece of shit. Hated this movie.
I'm
All right,
going to enjoy
Dave.
my number 4 so much now. My
right.
number 4, I expected to be good because regardless of what you think of them as a person, they've shown significant chops as a director. How this is a film they chose to direct when they've got big budget passion projects in their future is beyond me. But I knew going in it wasn't going to be great because Marky Mark was in the cast and he patently can't act.
This
So
movie's fine.
Flight Risk is one of the dumbest pieces of shit I have seen.
I had heaps
in
of fun with
several
this
years.
movie. I had so much fun.
You're defending a Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg piece of shit green screen movie,
This was
and you're
the
taking the
one of the
piss
most-
out of Badlands.
yeah.
Mate.
This was one of the dumbest scripts I have.
Topher
I mean,
Grace was
I
robbed
have-
of an Oscar nomination.
I have. Oh,
How
Jesus Christ.
fucking dare you make me side with Julio? Fuck!
I haven't even seen it. I haven't even seen
Oh,
it.
the premise.
You
of
should
this
see
movie
it because
is
you'd like it, Julio.
So stupid. It is the laziest piece of writing. The entire premise of the movie would never happen. It makes no sense. It's just an excuse to shove these 3 people on a plane and have boring action.
I saw the trailer and I was like, how can you make this a whole movie? It felt like it was the premise for like maybe an episode of a TV show or something.
An episode of MacGyver.
Yeah.
Makes about as much sense as that. But bonus negative points for having the worst bald wig in the history of cinema that turns out was not a bald wig. He actually chose to shave his head in this Bobo the Hillbilly clown fashion instead of wearing a bald wig and still looked fucking ridiculous. I believe your better half laughed at the bald wig and didn't believe that it was in fact he'd literally shaved his head like that.
Yeah, but she still enjoyed the movie. 6 out of 10.
News. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Atrocious.
All right, Julio. Over to number 3, I believe.
Number 3. Okay, now we're running out of spots. I just want to point out that Shelby Oaks, because it was my worst of the year. That means that I thought it was worse than War of the Worlds. That's quite something.
Now I
think.
really need to see it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go back to more disappointing stuff, and I mentioned them just a little bit ago. Edgar Wright completely struck out with The Running Man, in my humble
Yep.
opinion. I think that movie was entertaining. Like, I watched it and I was like, this is,
Why do I feel
watchable.
like the contrarian this episode? I don't understand. The Running Man was fine. It was a good movie.
It
When you
is.
got
It's a good
Something-
movie with a bad ending.
Are you? Do you? Is there a chance you still have that parasite that gave you diarrhea the last time? Did it go into your
brain
brain?
worm.
Yeah, you got a brain worm.
RFK.
Are you going to become the new
Basically
Secretary
RFK.
of Health for the United States? Is there a worm in your fucking brain? Really? You normally have better taste than this. What happened to you?
This is so
I
much
like
better than
Glen
Last
Powell.
Night in Soho as far
Oh my
as
god!
Edgar Wright
I
goes.
was literally,
And
about
I
to
don't
say,
like
I'm
Glen
with
Powell.
Billy. I think it was eminently disappointing given the people involved and the director. But it was if it had nobody directors, I would think it's just a run of the mill, forgettable action movie. It was a disappointment because of the expectation. But
Can
then
we-
you went and shat on Last Night in Soho, and I don't want to be.
See, I
associated
guess it
with you
depends.
anymore.
It depends what your expectation is. I have no great love for the Arnie Running Man. I like.
I
the
haven't
novel.
even seen it. So it
I
wasn't
like the
that.
novel. This is a much
It's-
more
it's
faithful
a-
adaptation.
yeah.
It's very close to the book
But
up until the
I
ending,
wanted a
which
fun,
I do dislike.
smart sci-fi movie, and
Well,
honestly,
it ain't smart.
the concept
It ain't smart.
it's not. That's the problem. But the concept is just so easy. Like, how do you fuck it up? Especially when you're doing the you're opening it up to the entire world. Like, just give me a movie of him being hunted. And I think I said on my letterbox.
What about a movie of him just hanging out at a hotel in a bathrobe for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Where
Which
nothing
is so dumb
happens.
because it undermines its own concept to keep the
Yes.
movie going. Because the moment that he realizes that they're not going to kill him, you just lost all the tension. And he figures that out like halfway through the movie, where when he even goes further, he's like, I'm not going to send the tapes anymore. I was like, that is not fun. That is not a fun development in the movie. If your protagonist figured out that he is invincible because he's the star of the show, then why the fuck are we even watching? And then the ending, the third act
great
just doesn't
point,
make any
Julio.
sense. Yeah, I
Amelia
was very
Jones is
disappointed.
completely wasted. I think a premise like this either needs to be super gritty and kind of dystopian, or it needs to be kind of campy fun. And I think something like Guns Akimbo did the campy fun quite well. This is kind of floating in the middle, and Edgar Wright, it should be campy fun, and it's not.
I
But
don't,
it's not
I don't
gritty enough
understand the
to-
massive love for Edgar Wright. He's a fine
think he's
filmmaker.
cooked. No, I think he's
Scott
cooked, man.
Pilgrim
Can we just
was
admit
a
it? It's
giant
done.
piece of shit. One of the worst movies ever made. Baby
Now you're
Driver
lashing
is like
out.
Baby Driver is like a 5 out of 10 that people for some reason think is the second coming of cinema. It's fucking fine. Oh, the music, yeah, it's great.
People are
Whatever.
unsubscribing as we
He's-
speak.
We're in the upside down. What just happened?
Edgar
You
Wright
got
is
me
just an
siding with
okay.
Julio. David Powell makes the most sense out of any of us. You're most Mr. Positivity. You're the most negative asshole on here.
Well,
God
Edgar
damn.
Wright is just an okay filmmaker that people rave about, and I don't understand. I don't understand why people had these giant expectations of The Running Man. It does what it says on the tin. Why do people think that it...
There's
oh,
a man,
man.
and he's
Let the
running.
records show that Billy probably has Hoobie Halloween rated higher on Letterboxd than any Edgar Wright movie. So take opinions with a grain of salt.
Yeah. His brain may be filled with space slugs. He may be one of the creeps from Night of the Creeps.
Come on, make movies healthy again, guys. Oh, I don't understand you guys. I don't understand it.
Red meat. Eat nothing but red meat. Eat your neighbor's flesh. The brainworm says so. Fuck.
All right.
Our
Jason,
current
you're
food
number 3.
Our current food pyramid in the United States only makes sense if you have a parasitic infection in your brain that is driving you to eat red meat. It only makes sense if you're a fucking space zombie. Okay. Life imitates art. Art imitates life. Chicken and egg. Is the medium the message, or is the message the medium? This is a film starring a washed-up Hollywood actor about a washed-up Hollywood actor who is forced to star in a Christmas performance. And so the real-life washed-up actor is in a Christmas movie starring one of Julio's favorite actresses, Rebel Wilson. The washed-up actor and alcoholic is Kiefer Sutherland.
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Is this a Hallmark original or something?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He is blacklisted from Hollywood for being such a dick. So he has to go to a small English town to work in a pantomime. Imagine Rebel Wilson trying to do a rural Northern English or Welsh accent. It's called Tinseltown. You get it? Tinseltown? Because he's in a Christmas
Did you watch this in
pantomime.
theaters, Jason?
I did not watch this in theaters. I do not believe that this was theatrically released. This is, I don't know if you can see the poster for it, but Rebel Wilson is kind of dressed up as like a Santa Claus kind of figure, and Kiefer Sutherland he's got like his sunglasses, and he's a real prick, and it's a quirky town of English weirdos who are going to put on a pantomime, which is apparently some kind of cabaret Christmas burlesque show that they put on in rural English countryside. I don't even know if that's real.
Oh,
and
man. I was doing
don't
a Google search, Ron Tinseltown, a hot and torrid sex film.
That's how Jason ended up
Stars
watching
Rebel
this.
Wilson.
but wait. Not only is it a asshole comes to a small town and learns the true meaning of Christmas while falling in love with a woman, it's also asshole is a asshole father, and he's got an estranged daughter, and through the magic of Christmas, he's gonna and the magic of pantomime, he's gonna learn the true meaning of Christmas through the power of pantomime and the love of bosomy Rebel Wilson.
Wait, so Rebel Wilson is the woman that he falls in love with?
Yes, she's the love interest, yes. She's the one who slowly but surely teaches him the true meaning of Christmas.
Jesus Christ, it's got Derek Jacobi in it. Fucking hell.
I've got to watch this movie. I've never heard of it.
Oh, fantastic. Danny Dyer's in it.
Well,
I mean,
is it a Netflix original or something? Like, who made this?
it's got to be Hallmark based on the poster.
It's not Hallmark. I believe it originally aired in British television on British TV, but
You can rent or buy it on Amazon.
it's on Amazon, and Amazon was really pushing it in the States, at least in the States during Christmas time. And I was like, Kiefer Sutherland in a Christmas movie? That's an interesting contrast, and it is so unbelievably bad. It is the War of the Worlds of Christmas movies. Wow. It was directed by Chris Fogan.
Yeah, household
Who's done
name.
such films as This Is Christmas,
Ooh, he's got a type.
Bank of Dave 2, The Lone Ranger, LOAN Lone, Kids in Love, Friend Request Pending, That Night, Fisherman's Friend. So a lot of really evocative titles there if you go through them all. Yeah, so
Wow.
Chris Fogan.
All right. There
What
you
a
go.
Fogan film.
Fabulous.
Well, my number 3 is the most recent addition to my list. It's the most recent one I saw, most recent one that was released. I don't know how this is going to go. The world feels upside down right now. For all I know, you guys are all going to tell me that this was a masterpiece. I think for me, this was more a thing of expectations, but I had one of the worst times of my life with Anaconda.
It's not where I thought you were going to go. I haven't seen this yet.
It's
It
awful.
was
Finally.
deep. Oh, good. Julio's on my side. It was
Third worst of the
deeply
year for me.
disappointing. I love the original Anaconda. I
I'm
love
assuming the
bad
original
monster
is funnier
movies.
than the...
100%. 100%. I love
That's
bad monster movies. This movie is not funny. It's not scary. It's not anything.
But Billy, what part of the trailer made you feel like it was gonna be good?
Well, I don't watch trailers, so I didn't see trailers.
Oh,
But
that
I
makes sense.
I don't
makes
mind.
sense.
I thought the premise actually sounded
Well,
like
that's what I was
it had
going to
real
say.
potential.
I don't mind the idea of the meta premise, the idea
yeah.
that these two childhood friends who love monster movies want to go and remake Anaconda. I don't mind the premise, and the first
Wouldn't it have
kind of
been
10,
funnier-
15 minutes where they're
wouldn't it have
setting
been
that
funnier-
up is the best part of the film.
Wouldn't it have
But
been funny
once
if they
they
were
get-
nobodies though, or if they were Jack Black and Paul Rudd? It almost would have been funny if they were playing themselves.
Yes, it
would
would
have
have
been
been.
better.
It would have been better instantly.
But it wouldn't have made the movie that different. because they're basically playing themselves. I mean, there's not,
True. Yeah.
You could call them Jack and Paul, and the movie still kind of plays the same.
True.
I just feel
Just a
like they didn't know what to
deeply
do once they got
disappointing
to the jungle. It's like
Same.
they came up with the
Once they
premise
get there
then-
and start doing it, that's when the movie just completely falls
Isn't that the
apart.
whole movie?
Most like
Once
the first
they get
10
to the
minutes is
anaconda,
them.
they don't know what to do with the anaconda.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't hate the first
Fuck,
kind of 10
dude.
minutes where they're setting up the premise and they're talking about making the movie and stuff. And I like that stuff. And then as soon as they get there, it just falls completely to shit. There's nothing redeeming in this movie. Just so disappointing. I'm so glad that finally I've said a movie that at least someone agrees with me on.
I'm probably
I
going to go
saw
and
it.
watch it and like it.
It's the only movie I saw while I was on vacation in Peru. Nobody else wanted
Yeah.
to go see it with me, so I just waited till everybody went to bed, and I caught the last show of the day, and I was like, I'm gonna have a good time. Nope.
Yeah,
Out of it
I
just
thought it would be.
deflated.
I thought I'd have a fun time. I saw this. Hopefully, no one at work is listening. My first day back at work, and it was just dead. There was no one in the office. Well, I'm going to go see a lunchtime movie. I was having a great time until I watched it.
There's
All right.
just a fun fact so that you know now. You can tell your friends next time. The first Anaconda, which was a surprise hit, like nobody expected to, make the money it made and become the cultural happening. And, in a way, kind of helped make J-Lo's career and all that. Directed by a Peruvian director who didn't seem to reap any of the benefits of having made such a big hit. If you look up Lucho Yos's filmography, I mean, he still worked after that, but he's not, everybody else in that movie went on to bigger and better things. Even the Anaconda, got sequels. but Yosa, he had I don't think he has it anymore, but he had a production company in Peru, and I worked there for a couple of years, and it was kind of like a big deal. It was like, it's the guy that did Anaconda.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's not like they ever, a little bit like the guys that did the Blair Witch Project. Remember, last year, a couple of years ago, where they were like, hey, how about you bring us back into the franchise to see if it reaches the heights that it did with our first movie. I don't know what's going on with his life. He was mostly doing soap operas in Peru, but I will always hold Anaconda in a special place just because I was like, hey, representing my home country.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just much as Jason holds Shelby Oaks up. As,
Exactly.
Local boy comes good. Yeah.
Exactly.
I've
This
never
is a product of Akron, Ohio, which is a nation unto itself. We have JoJo's. The rest of the country doesn't have JoJo's.
Alrighty, Dave, you're number 3.
My number 3, we're going to the House of the Mouse and fucking Snow White.
Okay.
I mean, it's, so many things we're talking about today are pretty predictable.
Bad movie. Yeah. Low hanging
it's-
fruit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the one thing I will say is I went in assuming that Rachel Zegler was going to be the thing I hated because, much like Cynthia Erivo, she annoys the absolute piss out of me every time I see her
Really?
interviewed. I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
He's just not like
But-
women that sing.
He doesn't like women that talk. He likes his women quiet. Come on over to America. We're working on it.
No, because I liked her in Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, and she sings in that. So, no, I went in expecting to hate this and did. But the one thing that I thought would be a redeeming thing that would make it watchable was Gal Gadot, who I thought would at least be, even in shit like Red Notice, I don't mind. She's personable, but Jesus wept, she is the worst thing about this film. This is if she doesn't get the Razzie for worst actress, I don't know if they've given them out yet, so maybe that ship has sailed, but this is one of the worst performances I have ever seen from anyone in anything ever. And then on top of it all, you've got the god-awful CGI dwarfs because they initially had, it was Snow White and the 7 random people of indeterminate height, and they got hammered for that. So instead of actually employing smaller statured actors, they decided they'd uncanny valley the shit out of it.
It was originally smaller statured actors. That was the original plan, and then Peter Dinklage came out and said, "Don't you fucking dare."
I thought he was the one that came out and said, "Why are you not giving jobs to people?
No, he's the one who
okay.
prevented them from getting jobs because
he was
he
kind of
doesn't
saying-
need
Unless
the
you
job
make
because he
7 to
has
me,
an
unless you
established
clone me
career.
7
So he fucked his own people by coming
but
out
it
and
was-
saying
he didn't say don't hire him. He kind of said
he said don't make it. He said don't make this story about little people living in caves, living in a house together and looking after this woman and working in a mine. That it
He had
you know,
two conditions for the movie: either you cast him 7 times, or you cast him 6 times, and the other guy's Gary Oldman. Because he has no problem starring.
Both
in
of
the
those
Gary
versions
Oldman
would have
play a
been
little
preferable
person.
to this uncanny
But,
valley bullshit. But when
no,
the best,
no.
the
So
best
he
acting
boycotted
performance-
the idea of them casting little people. So that was
okay.
why they pivoted to just
I boycott
tall
the
people
idea of
and
him
then-
playing the Toxic Avenger, but nobody asked me.
right. He took the jobs from how many Toxic Avengers that could have been there.
Exactly.
the most emotional resonance in this film is from
What about
fucking,
the toxic avenging community?
the most emotional resonance in the whole of Snow White is from a CGI dopey. That performance got more emotional response from me than any of the human actors in this thing, and that's
Were you,
fucking.
I got to
saying
take a step back. Were you being facetious when you said the one redeeming thing when you went into it was what you perceived Gal Gadot's performance was going to be?
I didn't think she was going to be good, but I thought that she would be an entertaining element. Because
Like intentionally entertaining or so bad it's good entertaining?
no, well, but either or. But usually, if when she's in something, even if it's something shit like Red Notice, her performance is not. I don't mind her. Normally, she's got enough charisma that even bad dialogue and bad acting, she's watchable. It's kind
Are
of like
you
Dwayne Johnson.
are you okay?
I feel like the public have really flipped hard on Gal Gadot. I feel like if you look at the public talk around her from like 5 years ago, it's 100% what Dave is saying. People
I
used to
wonder
like
what has
Gal
changed in the last 5 years.
She sang Imagine.
Gadot. She's saying Imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really that was the inflection point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can dissociate her fucking Israeli army shenanigans and shit from her acting, and if she's decent in a film, I can enjoy her performance. But she is so face-meltingly bad in this. Absolutely horrific performance. So yeah,
All
it's a
right.
piece of shit.
Julio, top 2.
Oh my god, running out of spots here, and I want to talk shit about so many movies. All right, we're gonna go with a sad pick, and I think
You
it
going
might
to tell
be
us about weapons?
No, I might be saving that for my number 1. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. The Spinal Tap 2. The end continues. It's sad
I still haven't seen
because
Yeah, I haven't seen
wouldn't-
it.
If you like the first one, if you like Rob Reiner, this is probably the worst time to watch a movie that he directed and starred in that doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's so many other things. I caught it, like they had it on the plane on my flight back. I had like 6 hours to kill. So I was like, this is the perfect time to watch like a movie that's going to make me laugh. I'm like, how bad can it be when everybody came back and, and it's just not. Like I've seen people that like it, and maybe I just don't have the attachment to the original that would carry me through a mediocre sequel.
It's like everyone shat on Blues Brothers 2000 for the same reason.
I mean,
That actually is a giant piece of shit.
it's just sad. Like I don't know. It could also be that legacy sequels are just there's absolutely no novelty to them anymore. So it's not even the fact that they got everybody together for another Spinal Tap movie. Like not even on the very basic pitch concept. Like that I find that like interesting, right? And the reason that they come, once you sit down to watch the movie, it's not that they give you any reason to really be interested at all. It's just like, all right, well, there's a set piece, there's a set piece, there's a set piece. We're trying to be funny, and if that's not funny, I didn't find it funny. It's just sad. So it's not even that a movie that's not funny. It's just a movie that utterly like makes you feel bad because these are just like older performers trying to recapture the glory days, and it's just not happening. And then on top of that, you're like, well, fuck, I thought that I was just going to celebrate Rob Reiner's filmography achievement by watching his last movie, and instead it's just a complete blowout,
That sucks. I haven't seen it yet, but I was keen to because, same. I like the original. I like Rob Reiner. That sucks.
Just watch the original. Watch any of it. He's made so many good movies, great movies.
so many.
So it's better off just watching those, and I don't even know why you would make another Spinal Tap when the first one's just perfect. And just let it be. It doesn't. You don't need to go back. I know they're touring, or they were touring, so the band has lived on after the movie. But why go back and mess with perfection when you already had like the perfect little documentary there?
Yeah,
Or mockumentary.
I was kind of nervous that it was going to feel a little bit like when you see. Not that I'm a huge fan of the band, but when you see a band like the Rolling Stones now, and it's kind of depressing because they're patently not able to do, it's like Liam Neeson doing action movies now. They're patently physically not up to it, and it just makes you kind of depressed because you like the people involved, and you can remember, that was great, and it's kind of almost embarrassing if it doesn't land, which it sounds like this doesn't. It's like, oh God, just
And it's not like they shy away from the fact that they're like much older now, and because you could have made a comedy around the fact that they're just old now and they can't get away with the things that they got away with in the first movie.
Yeah.
But that's not it. I mean, it doesn't, like, whenever they try to do that, it doesn't land. There's a lot of just jokes that go on forever, and it's really bad. They have a new drummer. This is the only like spoilery thing I'm gonna say. They have a new drummer, and but they hold auditions to get drunk, because nobody wants to be a drummer because their drummer always dies, right? That's a running joke from the first movie.
Yep.
And so they have auditions, and this type of movie where, of course, during the auditions there's like a moment where they put in they do a Zoom call to Lars from Metallica, and then they just go on and they have like this bit where they're talking to Lars and trying to get him to like audition for them, and then Lars is like, no, why don't you call like this other dude, the guy that won the Oscar to best documentary a couple years ago, Questlove? Quest?
Yeah. Questlove. Yeah.
Questlove. He shows up there too, and it was just like, what is this? You're like so much smarter than this, or you were so much smarter than this. They're just sad to watch. So any
That's
other
a
movies
shame.
on my list you can watch and just like hate watch and laugh at them. I wouldn't say don't do that for Spinal Tap. Just let it be.
no.
Alrighty. Jason, you're number 2.
I'm going to read one of Paul's reviews. And I want you to tell me what you think this movie is, okay? Unquestionably, the worst film I have sat through, not just this year, but any year this decade.
You're stealing my number 1 this time, are you?
A totally confused and utterly ridiculous action comedy that contains some of the most painful dialogue I have ever heard delivered in front of a camera. Not one single element of this film works, and no one escapes unscathed. I hope blank, or I should say, I hope redacted, is required to make amends by donating every dollar redacted made for this film to starving comedy writers the world over. Redacted, how far your star has fallen. 0.5 worst green screen scenes you have ever seen.
One battle after another.
Worse than The Room? I didn't see the movie, but I believe, is it Bride Hard?
That's ding, 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 ding. We
The
have a
only
winner.
thing I would question is how far your star has fallen, because Simon West has never made a great movie. He has made one passably fun action movie that does not fly nearly as high watching it now as I thought it did back in the 90s. But
Wait, no. In defense, Paul's right. The General's Daughter is pretty fun. I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This is a film. There's a world in which a ultra wealthy wedding being taken hostage, I wouldn't call it Die Hard style, but like Under Siege style. And it turns out that one of the flaky bridesmaids is actually, she's not really flaky. She's actually this international agent, James Bond kind of figure, Jason Bourne, whoever, fill in the blank, super assassin, da-da-da-da. And she's got to like somehow maintain her secret identity while protecting everybody. Like, there's probably a version of that movie that's funny. This isn't within a million miles of that film.
Can you
there's
remind
not
me
a
who's
single
in it?
Rebel Wilson.
Right.
It's got a big cast of
Yeah,
people that should know better, or not her, but
And not only that, okay, Anna Klumsky is in it. Anna Klumsky was in, obviously,
That's
My
a
Girl
shame.
and Veep.
Veep.
She's
Yeah, Anna Klumsky's
very
great.
fucking funny in Veep.
She is.
she's awful in this.
She's horrendous in this. I couldn't believe it was even her. I said, because I literally, Rebel Wilson isn't the worst part of this movie. Rebel Wilson might be the only person, including the director, who understands the movie they're trying to make.
Yeah,
and you can
she's just not
watch.
talented enough to make it
No,
work.
but you can watch on screen the moment Rebel Wilson goes, okay, none of these other fuckers are getting it. I quit. And then from that point on, the movie is dead. When the movie when the movie requires Rebel Wilson to strap the entire goddamn thing to her back and carry it on her talent alone, you're fucked. And the moment she goes, I am done, I can't do this. They have you've seen this, right, Pally?
Oh yeah. I told you, you've stolen my number one.
Is it a jet ski? What the fuck are they on?
They're
Golf
on
carts?
hovercrafts.
Hovercrafts. Chase sequence.
Let me just tell you, with the big fan on the back, you zoom in, and there is a panel with a switch that has blow and suck
Yes.
on the hovercraft.
Yeah. And when they
Because... you keep going.
when they pan in, it's the most blatant green screen you've ever seen in your life. And when they pan out, you can see the production rig that's dragging the hover vehicles across the grass. I'm not joking. They put a tarp down or something like that in front of the pulley, the cable that's pulling them. And so you can just watch them being pulled. I mean, it was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It looks like they released the dailies to the public and said, that's the film. It's barely edited. It's barely put together. I don't think there's a score.
Have to see it. You're kind of selling it.
It's incompetent.
I watched it this morning because I had I told you my 5 were locked in stone. My 5 worst was so much worse than everything else. And then on Paul Prezula's recommendation, because it was his number one worst of the year, I thought, I have to at least check it out. And it is even the rest of my worst things. There are scenes or moments that you go, oh, okay, that's moderately enjoyable, or I kind of get what they were going for there. Every single second of Bright Hard,
Correct.
I'm watching going, how the fuck did they allow that to happen? How did they allow that to happen? How did that get out the door? How did that line of dialogue? How did that...
Correct.
The heist in question is because this wealthy family have basically Fort Knox in a secret James Bond compartment inside their house where they have a comedic mountain stack of gold bars. The method for stealing those is to run a plastic tube from a hovercraft, a mile away to the house, put the plastic tube up to the giant fan, flick the switch to suck, and then start throwing gold bars into this plastic tunnel at the end where they fly through the tunnel because of the power of this fan. Gold fucking bars that would weigh, I don't know what, 10 kilos or more each.
Correct.
Are zipping. They're throwing them one-handed into this plastic tube that doesn't rip, and these gold bars fly through it. Later in the film, when Rebel Wilson and Anna Camp have to chase the bad guys who are, 2 miles away on a fucking hovercraft, they dive into the same tunnel and fly along it. But when they get to the end, it's not connected to the fucking fan anymore. So they just flew by magic with not even the weak-ass fan pulling them.
And that tube, that flying through the tube, is one of the worst CGI effects you have ever seen in your entire life.
Ridiculous. Because you've got, and a lot of these guys will do anything for a paycheck, but even in shit things, they're normally quite good. Stephen Dorff is generally okay, even in shit.
Horrendous.
Jason Hartley is normally good, even in shit. Divine Joy Randolph won a fucking Academy Award.
Yeah.
There are genuine... And how any of them looked at Simon West, read the script, saw that Rebel fucking Wilson was starring, and that it was called Bride Hard, and went, this is better than waiting in the dole queue. No, it's
Yeah, Steven Dorff is playing Hans Gruber,
yeah.
but literally couldn't give a fuck less than he said in this movie.
They are.
He barely
Hartley is normally-
intonates.
They are coasting.
Well, now you've made me want to see it. I'm adding this to my list.
You will.
It's not an
I want to hear what you think because you will be in disbelief. that
It's not
this
an
is a movie that
exaggeration
got released.
to say, it's not an exaggeration when Powell says, every second your brain is going, how did this happen? Every single
Multiple
second.
professionals looked at this in the editing suite and just went, yeah, fucking slide it on through. Let it go. Do we need another take? Nah, fuck. Just let it go.
Fuck it.
Let it go.
Yeah. You can see the crane. Fuck it. Just go.
Jesus Christ. Like, Rebel Wilson, she's lost quite a lot of weight. Good on her. I think she's talentless, but good on her. But she's still not a slim woman. The stunt double they have, because she's supposed to be a fucking spy, it's the worst miscasting ever. She's supposed to do these ass-kicking action scenes and be a professional spy. She's pulling the most ridiculous faces for everything. But the stunt double is fucking... It's like Jennifer Garner in a wig. It is ridiculous. It's just absurd.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my number two.
I want to hear what you think of it.
I'll check it out. I will. My number two, I am curious to hear if I'm going to hear what you thought of it, Dave, because this is a film that I saw because you were desperate to see it.
It's nowhere near my bottom of the year.
I don't know if... Do you think you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to take a guess?
Is it Oz Perkins film?
It is, yeah, Keeper. Which I saw because you were desperate to see it. You thought the trailer looked good. I like some Oz Perkins films. I loved The Monkey, which for some reason, when Googling, I've seen that on a heap of people's worst of the year lists, which I've found surprising because I really, really liked The Monkey. Yeah. Keeper is just a giant piece of shit. Did you end up seeing it?
No.
Yeah, I it's not going to be probably in my top of the year or anything, but I
would hope not.
I think the issues with it are apparent. Obviously, that it exists because was it a SAG strike or something? He couldn't do the stuff he was doing, and so he just pulled in a whole bunch of Canadian friends to fill all the roles and made a film while they couldn't do other stuff. It comes across a little bit like, and he didn't write it from memory. It's
it's one of the worst screenplays I've ever heard. It's terribly written.
I had issues with the pacing, but I thought the atmosphere, the way it was shot, the performance by Tatiana Maslany, I thought was outstanding. And I thought that the creepy moments, which are, all the awards go to the trailer because the trailer makes it look like...
Well, I didn't see the trailer, but there's no creepy moments in this film.
I thought some of the sort of scary or creepy moments were very, very good and the atmosphere was good. So, yeah, overall I enjoyed it.
To me, this was a movie that tries to play on atmosphere. It tries to be elevated horror, but there's nothing elevated or horror about it. It's extremely dull. Tatiana Maslany is the best thing about it, but she's not doing anything. She eats some fucking cake and gets high, and that's the movie.
Sounds like something I want to watch.
You could just employ Rebel Wilson to do that.
Yeah, no, I hated this movie. I just thought it was so dull and so disappointing because, like I said, I really loved The Monkey. I quite liked most of Longlegs. But yeah, no, this was just a massive fail for me. So no, second worst of the year, Keeper. All right, we're up to our number ones, Julio.
I guess at this point, weapons. I'm just going to have to stick with the theme of disappointment. So I'm not going to talk about weapons because I just went into weapons because it was playing. This director, I'm like, some movies of his I really like, and some movies of his they're like, they're not for me. And so going into this, I knew there was a chance that I wouldn't enjoy it, but still it was one of my most anticipated movies of 2025, especially because it's been delayed like twice already. So when they finally released Mickey 17, I was like, all right, opening weekend, I have to be there. I got to support Bong Joon-ho. Let's hope that all the delays, it's just because he was really, really making it as good as it could be. I've heard people say that. I'm like, oh, well, that's what you get for being a normie. Because you like Parasite, and that's just like, traditional. That's like Bong Joon-ho playing, the Hollywood game and, doing the structure thing. But Mickey 17, no, that's Bong Joon-ho going back to his roots of like, I don't care, fuck it, it's just chaos. And I'm going to have like a Trump impersonation halfway through the movie. And isn't that funny? It isn't. I don't know. I think that the idea of you have Robert Pattinson, as a series of playing a series of clones, and in outer space. I mean, you have enough there, but then the story just keeps adding more things. And I appreciate that it's trying to tackle so many things, but it could have benefited from being a little more focused. I just needed the story about Robert Pattinson kind of like struggling with his own mortality and just his existence as a clone, and the love story that seems to be developing between him and somebody that knows what his life is like. I mean, that is far more interesting than the political commentary. It really, who plays Trump? Who is it?
Ruffalo.
It's Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, awful. Like that is. I don't know. It was just embarrassing. I was like, we get it. It's
really
a joke.
ham-fistedly done, and I think the clone sort of story, which could have been good, I think is far better in something like Moon. I don't think it's particularly well done, and the satire side of it, is kind of ham-fisted and clumsy, and even like bloody Starship Troopers or Southland Tales, I think does that better. So you've got this film that feels like I was with you. I was going with high hopes, and it feels like it's an assemblage of parts, and none of the parts are as good as other things. So, kind of, what's the point of it?
I mean, you're definitely not alone. This is a movie, again, that I've seen pop up on quite a few worst of the year lists. I personally don't understand. I liked the movie. I didn't love it.
I thought it was
It's
fine.
It's not Parasite. But I liked it more than it seems like the majority of people did. I didn't even hate the over the top Ruffalo. Like, I mean, yes, it is a bit on the nose, but I didn't hate it.
No, I thought it was meh. When you've got someone who does satire so well with things like Parasite and Snowpiercer, I think this just felt really clumsy. But yeah, I think I gave it 3 out of 5. I thought it was meh.
I think I gave it 2.5. I think it goes. Look, I've seen maybe like half of his movies, so really maybe I'm completely off. But I feel like sometimes he just seems to get very excited, very interested about so many things at once, and he doesn't cut any of them out of his screenplays. There's a character here of the friend. Steven Yeun is a friend who you think is going to play like a big role in the movie, but then he's gone from the movie for so long and then comes back almost like as a oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about this character. I'm gonna bring him at the end, kind of like tie things together. It's completely underwhelming. There's a lot of that happening in the movie. A lot of things that he sets up and doesn't pay off, or doesn't set up and then somehow they appear as a payoff. I couldn't connect to it emotionally on any level because it was such a mess. But it in the end, it's just also like really high expectations. Maybe if I'd just gone into this movie as like something that I found on Tubi, and I don't know that it's from Bong Joon-ho, and it's just like, oh, look at this weird movie that Robert Pattinson made, in between Twilights or whatever. And then I'll be like, oh, what a quirky little thing, and I wouldn't really think about it twice. But because it was, again, one of the movies I was most excited about this year. It was really such a bummer, and it was like March, I think. So it was really early in the year.
It was early, very early in the year, yeah.
Completely disabused me of the notion that Mickey 17 was going to be in my top 10 or anything.
Right. Okay, Jason, you're number 1.
It is currently negative 18.333 degrees here, Celsius.
Oh, my number 2, Billy? Or are we just going to breeze past?
What?
Do I get to do a number 2?
You did your number... Didn't we?
No.
Did we skip you?
Yeah.
Really?
No, we didn't.
I just realised, well, I'll pretend my number 2 was Bride Hard, and I'll save my number 2 for my number 1. There we go. Carry on, Jason.
Did we?
What was the last thing that he talked about? Oh, I think maybe because you were talking about Die Hard with Jason. It just
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, what's your number 2 then?
No, we'll just pretend it was Bride Hard, and that way I can. It's not a. It hasn't already been spoken about, although it's about to be, I think. Anyway, so.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to go?
Yeah, yeah.
It is currently negative 18.33 degrees in sunny tropical Akron, Ohio. Celsius.
Is that legitimate? Are you telling the truth right now? That's
Yes.
really, really fucking cold.
I've never been anywhere that cold in my life.
Never.
I
I've
would
been
rather
I've
go
been to
out-
like Canada and stuff. I've never been anywhere that cold.
I'd rather go outside right now, whip out my penis, and try to urinate in negative 18-degree weather than have to sit through a single frame of one of the most misguided, seemingly, it could have been, it feels like it could have been a slam dunk if it was a much better movie and came out 5 years ago. But this movie's so bad, it makes me want to retire the entire subgenre that has developed in the last 10 years, 11 years now. It is Love Hurts.
Oh, I thought you were talking about War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
No, so this was
I
also
am-
on Paul's worst of the year list. This is the one with old mate from Everything
Kwan.
Everywhere All at Once. Yes, yes.
I am so done with the not quite John Wick films that I think I'm done with John Wick films.
John Wick films
I-
were never good to begin with anyway, so that's totally fine.
What is happening?
See, it's not just me.
The best John Wick
Overrated.
film is Ballerina.
Oh,
John Wick
my
is not good.
God. I'm not even going to take that rage bait. I'm just going to say that the entire premise of normal guy turns out to be super assassin and fights a whole entire city of da-da-da-da-da-da is played out. It's been done poorly more than it's been done well.
Yep.
We don't need any more of them. They're not interesting. They're all clones of clones of clones at this point.
The Robert Pattinson.
And I have never seen, you have Ki Kwan and Ariana DeBose have the least amount of chemistry of any two people who've ever been on screen together.
Wait, why would they be having chemistry? There's like a 25-year age gap or something, right?
That's the love interest.
The movie says so.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
wild. That's
Haven't you
insane.
seen Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones?
It's such a misguided movie. There's almost no internal logic to it whatsoever. At a certain point, it just goes, well, here's Marshawn Lynch. He's going to do some shit for a while. Hope you find it funny. And you're like, oh, that's kind of funny the first time. And then it just goes on for 20, 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes, 50, 60 minutes, it feels like.
Do you not
then all of
find
a sudden,
bad poetry funny, though, Jason?
no! It takes so fucking long to even get into the premise. Because it's like, isn't it funny? Ki Kwan's like this uptight, nerdy realtor in this bizarro world where his brother is a local crime boss who runs his entire operation out of arcade that's only filled with arcade one-up quarter cabinets. And it's like the 80s threw up in here. It just doesn't make any sense. It absolutely doesn't make any sense. It has the cheapest sets, the poorest direction, the worst screenplay, and some of the absolutely worst performances. And the fact that this guy took all the goodwill that he got from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the next project he was able to do to star in as a vehicle for him was this, is one of the biggest blunders of goodwill and potential career revival since Battlefield Earth. This movie is barely watchable. It's horrendous.
It was one of two things that I went into not knowing anything about them other than kind of trailer and what I read, that I had high hopes for, that I did not finish. The other is Old Guard 2. Both of them I bowed out within 20 minutes. I was just like, this is nigh unwatchably boring.
Right.
Who's having a
There's a
worst
Goonies
post-Oscar win
reunion in the
career?
movie.
Yes, there is.
It doesn't matter. The Goonies reunion doesn't matter. It's not even played up for nostalgia. Sean Astin just happens to be in the fucking movie. And you go, okay, why stunt cast if you're not going to milk it? They milked Elle Fanning at the D-Box Theater. Why can't you milk Sean Astin?
Sean has nipples. Can you milk him?
He's got big nipples. Have you seen him recently?
Who's having a worst? Who's having a worst post-Oscar win career? Ke Huy Quan or Ariana DeBose?
Or Divine Joy Randall.
Or Bong Joon-ho. Ariana DeBose, I think. Yeah.
Right?
Because there's too much talent there. She's in the prime of her career, and what are we doing? We're doing Craven. We're doing this. We're doing fucking...
2 seasons of Schmigadoon is a pass for life.
Yeah.
That show was
Argyle. She was in
amazing.
fucking Argyle.
Oh, woof.
See, Argyle is what the Ke Huy Quan thing should have been. Argyle was terrible, but at least I could watch it all the way to the end because it was terrible, but it wasn't boring.
Yes, it was. I fell asleep at the cinema in Argyle. It was that bad.
How could
On
you?
his
It's
lunch
so
break, he
bright
left
and in
work
your face
to go
it
see
would've-
Argyle.
Even if you close your eyes, you can see the fucking color and lights.
I don't know how
right.
any man. I don't know how any heterosexual man could fall asleep with
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas
Bryce
Howard.
Dallas Howard.
God, she's gorgeous.
Talk about milk, baby. God damn.
We know what's on Jason's mind during this.
Ham
recording.
dinner. Ham dinner. Yum, yum, come get
I'm
some.
throwing up the got milk thing about 10 times in this episode when I edit.
Americans are allowed to be horny again. We're horny on Maine in America.
All right. My number one, I don't expect this to be on any of your guys' lists. No one else seems to hate this as much as me. I don't know why. No one seems to really love it, but no one seems to hate it. Even though this is 100% the worst experience I've had at cinema, I reckon, in 10 years. This is the least I've liked a film in a very, very, very long time. It's The Roses. Which
Oh, I think it was not. This was okay.
They are
I wanted to watch
awful.
it.
I forgot you
people.
hated this that much. Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch is just a disgusting human being to begin with. I hate his face, and I hate his face. I like Olivia Colman though, so I expected to at least get some laughs out of her. But they are both awful people. It's an awful premise. Not a single joke in this movie lands. They have this weird thing where to try and insert some comedy. They've got Kate McKinnon and Andy Samberg playing their funny friends, and even they can't bring any comedy to this piece of shit.
This
is one of the
best
worst.
either of them have ever been.
This is one of the worst written, worst directed, worst acted films I have ever seen, with not an ounce of charm to it. Like, there's just nothing funny in this film. It's just two people who hate each other. And spoiler alert, they die at the end, and it's like, okay, cool. So they fucking should. They don't deserve to live. I hated this movie so much. I've
Have
never
you
seen a worse movie.
The one from the 80s, the Michael
Yeah, have you
Douglas,
seen War of the
Kathleen
Roses?
Turner?
Yeah, that's much better than this.
I
much
prefer
better.
this one.
No. See, my problem with this one is that the actual premise of them having the war doesn't even kick in until the final 15 minutes of the film. Up until then, it's just these people in a relationship who fucking hate each other. And they're just awful people. They're awful to their friends. They're awful to their kids. They're awful people. And then in the final 15 minutes, they do the whole thing where they're going to get a divorce and they start fighting. And, oh, look, she put a lobster in his bath. Isn't that funny? And it's like, no. No. Like, the premise of the movie should be these two having this war leading up to this divorce, and that doesn't even happen. Like, it's just, oh, fuck, I hated it so much. Anyway, all right. Your number one, Dave.
Yeah, I won't say too much about the Roses. I'll talk about it when we do our best of the year. Yeah, my number one, and I'm actually kind of glad I've flipped it now, because the more I think about it, this is even worse than Braveheart, and that's War of the Worlds.
Finally, somebody brings it up.
Did you see it, Julio?
I did. It's my number 2. It was like
Oh,
the
you
second
know,
worst.
Julio watched it. You know,
It's-
I didn't
just-
watch it.
It's
a movie like that's
incomprehensibly
catnip for
badly
Julio.
written.
But the idea is intriguing enough that I'm like, sure, I'll sit down and watch it. It's probably gonna be horrible. But the idea of like, what do you call this genre? The
COVID movies.
Screen
COVID
life
movies,
is what they call
where the
it.
entire
Screen,
movie is obviously built around the fact that you can't put people in the same room
Well,
together.
no, I mean,
Let's
this existed
ham-fistedly
before.
create a...
This
Yeah, but
genre
this is not
existed
like-
before
Yeah.
COVID.
But
Like
what's it called?
searching
Searching?
Yeah,
was
but the
2018, I think.
Yeah, but the difference is searching and missing. It is not a gimmick that's forced upon them, and obviously so. It is a clever approach to a story that makes sense and is very well executed.
Uninvited.
This is
Isn't
patently
there 2 uninvited?
Yeah, Uninvited,
Is that what they're called?
yeah.
Like those are 2 like.
Host. I mean, Host was a other than the obvious found footage thing you've got to get over of people in peril of their life running around with a camera, or in this case, running around with an open laptop.
Yeah.
If you can get past that, Host is a very, very cleverly well-made film that makes the most of the situation they were all in. Hathaway, I think it was John David Washington, one about where they do the bank robbery. Another one where it's obvious when you know it was made during COVID that they've worked within those limitations. But if you didn't know, you wouldn't necessarily think that, because it's a good, well-made film. This is just so patently made in that way and not well made, and then released 5.5 years too late, where we're far less forgiving of this shit. And it's just the most badly written, horrendously performed, awfully shot. The entire premise, you're way more forgiving than me. I think the premise is borderline insane.
Not the premise inside the movie. The premise of like you pitch
The premise
this to
of
a
Jeff
studio.
Bezos being the only force on Earth who can save us from
it's
alien
going to
invasion.
be a computer vote. And Jason, you reminded me the worst thing about it is.
Thank God for Amazon drones bringing us Amazon Basics flash drives
You've
so that
got-
we can defeat the enemy.
Amazon
You've
gift
got the
cards.
whole thing basically
Amazon
being
gift cards.
an ad for Amazon and
Do you want to know why water couldn't kill the aliens? Because Jeff Bezos' data centers for his AI have drank up all the Earth's water, so there's no fucking water left to kill the
is
goddamn aliens.
such a blatantly funded, because it was a Prime movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
Obviously,
Yeah.
yes. But it is such a giant ad for Bezos and Zuckerberg, and goes out of its way to shit on Microsoft and others that are not quite as firmly in the MAGA camp. It was, oh Christ, yeah, it's making me angry just think about it.
Do you
just
think
horrendous.
this could be maybe rescued if you had a better actor
No,
at the center?
no, because the script is dog shit.
But somebody that was a little more
so-
like charismatic.
Jeff
Nice
Bezos.
cube.
If Jeff Bezos was the main actor.
he could play one of the lizard overlords that's invading.
Yeah.
Him and Dutton, they both look like reptilian, overlords that forgot to put the human face back on before they went out in public.
Are you talking about Peter Thiel or the Dell guy or the Dell guy's wife or Curtis Yarvin or Mark Andreessen or Larry Ellison or... What is wrong with
the
these people?
whole
They're not
reptilian
fucking
Illuminati.
human. The Illuminati are not human. They're real. They're lizard people, and they're taking our water.
So can I just clarify something for a second? So you saw this movie, Jason,
I have seen
and
it,
yet
yes.
and yet it's not in your worst 5 of the year.
No, because I saw it after the fact, and it was already one of those things where, like, this is the worst movie of the year. And it is. It's objectively the worst movie of the year. But because
The Oaks is worse.
but because I watched it knowing it was the worst movie of the year, it feels
Yeah, okay,
like
yeah.
a punt. You know, it feels like I'm just punting.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, fair.
Braveheart was bad enough that I went in with that mentality and was still shocked by how bad it was.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty fair. Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's run through some honourable mentions. I've got 5. You can all do 5, so you can do your list of 10, Jason.
I'll zoom through them.
But for me, Captain America: Brave New World was very close to the list. Now You See Me 3, absolute puddle of crap.
Talk about that in my best of as well.
Mission Impossible, easily one of the worst movies of the year. Tron Ares and Jurassic World Rebirth. It was a bad year for blockbusters. Bad year for blockbusters.
Fucking bad.
Mission Impossible was this year, like 2025.
I swear it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Wasn't
Wow, I forgot to put it on my list.
Was it? Wasn't the second? Wasn't the second like what's the fuck it called? Robot Wars 2. What was it called? The Entity 2. Wasn't that 2025?
I swear it was. Final Reckoning? Yeah, 2025. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely. That movie's so. I mean, talk about disappointments.
Oh, it's a massive puddle of shit. It's crap.
That whole franchise collapsed. Yeah.
Yes.
It just collapsed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta add it to those. Okay, so 43 2025 movies.
Dave, got some honourable mentions?
Yeah, Minecraft. I know. Sorry, Nick Haskins. I know that if people who are really into Minecraft loved it, all my kids loved it. I just thought it's fucking excruciating, and not only does Jack Black sing, but he sings about 10 fucking times. It's just awful. Fear Street Prom Queen. I didn't think that franchise could get worse, but they somehow managed it. Fountain of Youth. Speaking of directors
Guy
who
Ritchie.
have Guy Ritchie, oh, fuck me, that was just if you're going to retread one of the shitty Tomb Raider movies, speaking of fucking Simon West, I think that was a crime that he inflicted on us. At least do it better. I would rather go back and watch that than watch Fountain of Youth. Fucking just how all of the people involved, terrible. I Know What You Did Last Summer, reboot, fucking terrible, the worst script imaginable. What else do I have? Oh, and Honey Don't, but that was an expectation thing because I went in expecting it to be really good.
Honey Don't nearly made my list of Yeah,
no slide on
that was,
Quayle.
again, that was a
Margaret Qualley's
disappointing
amazing
thing
in it,
more
but
than anything.
the script is stupid and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
None of the Coen brothers should be allowed to make movies if they're not doing it together because none of them have been good.
Julio.
Sad. So the cool thing is like my worst 5, we've all talked about them. Because my 5 is Love Hurts, 4 Spinal Tap 2, 3 Anaconda, 2 War of the Worlds, 1 Shelby Oaks. Other things that I would like to bring up, I actually went to the movie theater to watch Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
I expect you to be
Shit. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
That would be on there.
But the first one was terrible enough.
Yeah.
That's on the list. Yeah.
Being Eddie, the documentary about Eddie Murphy.
I was keen to see that.
It's just really bland. Like, he's such an interesting performer with such an interesting history, and the movie's just, they're just sucking his dick for 90 minutes, which is like, but tell me the cool stuff. Like, everything that they said I already knew, and I'm not even like an Eddie Murphy connoisseur. So I was hoping that there would be some insight. He doesn't seem. It's really weird because he's so charismatic in front of the camera, and he seems to like very intentionally turn it down in the interviews, or maybe he's just old now. I mean, I don't know, but I was just very bored by the whole thing, and you wouldn't think that would be the case with an Eddie Murphy documentary, but there it is.
I mean, the guy hasn't been funny since the first Coming to America.
What are you talking about, man?
That's wild, man. That's a wild opinion.
The
Bowfinger, fucking classic.
That's before Coming to America, isn't it?
No. Coming
Is it after,
Coming to America is an old movie,
fucking
man.
Bowfinger.
Bowfinger's the 90s. Late 90s.
90s.
Oh, is it? All right, fine.
Late
It was
90s.
okay. It wasn't
Shrek.
great.
My
Shrek,
name is,
2001.
Don't count voice acting.
What's
He
the one
phones
where
that
he
shit in.
played the actor director?
Dolomite is my name.
Dolomite is my name. Yeah.
It's like the Timu version of the Tim Burton one.
Ed Wood.
Yeah, Ed Wood is infinitely better.
The
and-
black version of David.
but it's a carbon copy that's not as good.
Oh, it's the same writers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They just
That's
like
even
that.
more egregious. Jesus Christ, how lazy is that shit?
The Altonites, Barry Levinson with De Niro times 2. I know it's like we're past the De Niro heyday, but still, I was thinking that maybe it would be fun, and it's not. It's just kind of a plotting gangster movie, and then just to trigger everybody. I didn't like Weapons. I thought that Weapons started strong, and then around the time that they gave his own chapter to the guy, like the drug addict that's like the needles. I was like, please stop.
So I'm not a contrarian, but I do want to agree with you a little bit. Like, Weapons is not as good as people say it is.
I
thought Weapons was good. I'm surprised by the love as well, because I agree. The first few acts are very strong. I really like the idea of jumping between the different stories. I actually really loved the junkies segment. The final act almost ruins the movie entirely for me. I don't think that it holds up really. And the premise up until then, yes, it's supernatural, but it's much more of a thriller mystery. And then once you get into, it's a witch, it just it loses it for me. I don't understand Amy Madigan being nominated for an Oscar for it. I find absolutely fucking wild.
Not when movies like Bring Her Back and that exist. It's
just
not
absolutely wild to me. Weapons to me was like a 7 out of 10 maybe. Like it's a good movie, not a great movie.
I think that there's an audience, and it's fine if you're in that audience, that really gets what they want from where Weapons landed, and that's fine. But my problem was that sitting down in the first 30, 45 minutes, maybe in the first hour, I was very intrigued by the mystery of what happened to these kids.
That was my problem too. Yep.
And the second half did not deliver on that at all. First, they started just meandering and going with other stories about other characters that I didn't find interesting. And then when we came back to what happened to the kids, it was like, it was just a horror movie. Yeah.
And
that was
my problem with it too. I don't think it landed the brilliant kind of first hour and premise that it had set up, because I was the same. I was really into the mystery of it, and then it just.
But even like the witch. Horror, like just that, it's so horrifying. The idea of these kids suddenly in the middle of the night, they just get up and run away, and then we never hear from them. It almost like they set themselves up for failure, because what could they deliver as an answer to that mystery that would be
true.
as scary as not knowing? And so, I checked out, with 20 minutes to go, and I get it that, it's shot very well. I get it. Because I was checked out, I didn't even care to, like, look into the symbolism. And, the people are saying, it's about school shootings. No, it's about, alcoholic parents or parents that are, just abusive to their kids and stuff. I'm like, I can see how that's there, and you can, like, get a lot out of it if you're with the movie. But if you're not with the movie, well, it's there enough to where people. Didn't you see the very subtle moment where Josh Brolin looks up in the sky and there's like a gun, in the stars?
I did like the fact that the whole way through you're sort of rooting with him, and then you find out that his kid's the asshole one that you wanted to die the whole time. I do think it's Zach Cregger's best film, but I do think it's quite overrated. It was good, but not great.
All right, Jason, honorable mentions.
Megan 2. I didn't hate this as much as you did, B Dizzle. I thought it was entertaining enough, but it's not even. It misses the kitschy spirit, unintentional camp that made the first one such a meme movie and so fun. Running Man, beyond the camp of it all, you think of the kinetic ability and the control that Edgar Wright used to have over a visual presentation. I think he's washed. I think he's cooked. I don't think he's got anything left in him.
Man.
I don't think he's going to be able. I think his moment's passed. I think that style of filmmaking, that sort of reverential, spaced kind of humor and frenetic kind of stuff, I think that's just, it's from a bygone era already. Den of Thieves, Pantera. Absolutely horrendous. The only reason it didn't
Are you a
make
fan of the first Den of Thieves?
No, the only reason it didn't make it my top 5 is because I can't remember a goddamn thing about it. I forgot it by the time I got in the parking lot. This is a real motion picture, the next one that I'm going to say. And apparently it's based on a very popular slash fiction smut. I don't know what the fuck. Clown in a Cornfield.
I didn't hate that movie.
You loved this, didn't you, Bill?
I
When
didn't love it, but I liked
stop making good titles for movies? What happened?
No, that movie's fantastic. The title is fantastic.
It's
It's
Clown
like
in a
Snakes on a
Cornfield.
Clown in a Cornfield.
What's scarier than a clown in a cornfield? I think it's. I said this about Ambulance, and I'll say it about Clown in a Cornfield. Finally, a movie for nincompoops. And Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah, that
come
nearly
on.
made my list. That nearly
That's been on my
was
watch list.
I can't believe
No,
we've
it's
talked about
fucking terrible.
almost everything on my best of the year list, and we've talked about it today.
Death of a Unicorn
mean,
was very, very close to my bottom. It's a real hunk of crap.
Load this cast with Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega. I know people's mileage will vary with her, but I think she's been good and stuff. Will Poulter, Richard E. Grant, Tia Leone, Stephen Park, and absolutely not one element of this movie lands at all.
Yeah, there's no
the satire,
humor. There's no horror. Yeah,
no horror, no satire, no humor. It starts off as being where like a satirical horror movie, almost like it kind of wants to be similar in the vein of like Death Becomes Her in a like
so much better
thematically
than
different. But then instead it's like, what if it's just a Jurassic Park parody?
Yeah.
40 years later?
yeah.
And
Bad
those
movie.
Jurassic Park sequels are Jurassic Park parodies. What the fuck am I watching this piece of shit for? It's just absolutely awful. And yeah, that's it. And I would agree with Julio. Fucking Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is barely qualifies as a movie. If it weren't for the love that I have for the woman and child in my life, there's no fucking chance I would have sat in that theater. I would have got up and left 15 minutes in. The only thing that kept me in the seat was love. Love bound
kid
me
like
to
it?
my chair. Kid thought it was great.
Well, there you go.
Kids are stupid, Julio. Have you ever met a
Mission
kid?
accomplished.
You chose to be childless because you know how fucking stupid children are.
Yeah, so I can go watch Five Nights
If
at Freddy's
children
2
are
of
our
my own
future,
volition.
Julio, we're fucked. Have you met the kids of today? Have you met Gen Alpha? We're fucked. These kids can't read. They can't
got
read.
no riz, man.
What the
No
fuck
riz.
do I care about the opinion of a child about what he thinks about a movie when the entire generation can't read?
I'm just saying that maybe the movie was not made for you.
The movie was made for illiterates. So on that level, it's successful.
I know.
Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. This has been a heap of fun to talk about some real pieces of trash. Julio, why don't you tell us?
Best of the year.
Julio, why don't you tell us about the Contrarians and where people can find you?
Man, that is pretty much, I've been waving the flag of the Contrarians this recording. You can just look up the Contrarians on your podcatchers, Contrarian Prime on social media. We have a YouTube channel that complements our episodes, but basically we just look at Rotten Tomato scores and we argue against them. So if it's a fresh movie, we'll try to be negative about it, just having fun. If it's a rotten movie, we'll try to be positive about it, and then we'll tell you how we really feel at the end. We're when does this drop? You guys said it pretty fast, so this is probably gonna be out like next week.
Yeah. I'm not
really
as
the
quick as
pressure of
Billy.
Big Foul.
It'll be in the next week or two.
All right. Well, I made Alex watch a couple episodes of Firefly so we could watch Serenity for the main feed, and because it's fresh. So it's a lot of fun to make fun of Serenity. And then I geek out in the second half, but that's probably the
leaf
episode
on
that's
the
gonna be up
wind.
when this drops.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
nice.
It was inevitable. I had to because Alex doesn't really keep up with a lot of this stuff.
He's
It's
too busy
probably
watching
better for his
wrestling.
mental health. Yeah, that part not. But and so I got to tell him about the rise and fall of Joss Whedon. It was like, how is it that the guy that did the two Avengers movies is not really doing anything anymore?
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't get a season 2 of The Nevers. Fuck you, world.
Yeah. I told him, it's like, I couldn't even remember the name of the show. I was like, he had an HBO
Did you
show
say
that
fuck
wasn't
you,
his-
world?
I
Did you say
did.
fuck you, world? My favorite writer should be able to commit all the sex offenses. I want my entertainment.
No, but he was out of the show. The show could have kept going without him. Look at we got Good Omens. No, not Good Omens.
man.
Season 2 of Sandman.
You've lost me.
I don't know about that.
What's TV? Oh, TV.
Jason, why don't you tell us where people can find you and where they should be
Well,
listening to you?
unlike Julio, I like to create podcasts that aren't built on disingenuousness. I like to be as genuine and authentic as I possibly could. Julio's disingenuous nature is so multi-layered. Okay? He pretends to be an asshole on the internet, and he's the sweetest guy in real life. Julio is one of the nicest, most sincere people in all of podcasting.
It's true.
And you would never fucking know it. Because of how he behaves.
Underneath that layer.
Underneath that fraud that commits. He's the only good person who's the fraud he commits is being an asshole. Most assholes pretend to be nice people. He's a nice guy that pretends to be an asshole. Maybe he's safer in the world that way. Then he's got a show where he pretends to hate the movies he loves. What happened in his childhood? What happened in Peru? What did they do to you on the set of Anaconda that made you the way that you are? I don't understand it, but yeah, he's one of the sweetest guys in the world. So I would just recommend everybody support his show. I would have said the same thing about Billy, but something got into him this year. I don't know what happened. God damn.
Bad movies got
This
to
is
be
it's a
made.
different. It's Billy 17. Every time we get a different and like Michael Keaton in Multiplicity.
Yeah,
every time he
Multiplicity.
clones, they get worse and worse and worse.
This is the high T Billy. We went from low T Billy to high T Billy. Where you can find me is in a collapsing hegemon. Right now, the Western hegemon is collapsing. The post-World War II order is over because Americans are fucking stupid. So we're fucked. Sorry, world. We just love our racism and we're afraid of the gays. So the whole world's going to be atomized by deeply closeted homosexuals and pedophiles.
And let me say, speaking for the rest of the planet, thank you for taking us down with you.
You're welcome. America first and everybody else second. I will say this. I am on a show with Paul from The Countdown, who I think I heard his last name for the first time earlier on this episode. I didn't know he had a last name. He's just Paul to me. But he and I have a show with Megan Kearns where we talk about slashers. We're finishing the second half of the 1980s, which is sort of the golden heyday of the slasher films. We're going to be wrapping that up, so we're going to continue our second season. It's going to be coming back right about the time this episode drops. That's the most important thing. Give that a listen. Binge movies. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. We do ranking episodes. The last 2 ranking episodes are going to be coming out in short order. And then after that, binge movies will be winding itself down. Got a few more things, irons in the fire with binge movies after the last couple ranking episodes, but then we'll be done with that. And the future remains to be seen what's going to come of me and the world. So really it just depends on whether or not I have civil liberties beyond
How good the Wi-Fi is in the bunker.
Yeah, correct, yes. So if I end up with a bullet in my head, no more podcast. Or if I end up
I've
in
heard
CCOT,
it makes it harder to podcast.
yeah. Although if you listen to certain podcasts, it's like they do have bullets in their head.
Or worms.
Or worms, yes, that's right. Yeah.
And so will you be re-recording your best of with The Countdown?
Nope, they're doing it.
No?
Jesus Christ.
You know what? Come back here for your best of. We might get Paul. We might get Paul over here for his best of.
That would be fucking hilarious. Don't tell him though. Don't tell him. Just have me show up. I'm coming
let's
back.
do that. Let's do that. We won't tell Paul that you're joining, but I believe that he's already said that he'll come over here to do his best of. So we'll get you over here as well.
Oh, we had him last year for best of, so we'll get him next.
So and that way you'll have a place to share it. So
I like High T Billy. High T Billy's rocking out with his cock out. Let's go.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been a heap of fun.
Always fun.
Thank you all for listening. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com or pottymouthradio@gmail.com. Over on Facebook, you can join the listener community, and we will join you I don't know. I don't think we're really weekly anymore. We'll be back next time with I guess our best of. Is that what we're going to do next, Dave?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We'll see you with that, and Jason will be here too, so that'll be sick. Catch y'all.
What can I do?